Hi everybody and welcome to our podcast of Dare to Know Yourself. In this episode we are going to talk about something really interesting, which is nutrition. And in this podcast I'm with Adriana. She's a nutritionist here in Seniors, and we are going to explore the role of a nutritionist and how they can help us improve our health. We will delve into the importance of nutrition and how is it compared with physical exercise, rest and mental health. And we will see the relationship between emotions and eating, which is something that it has a lot of relation. So hi Adriana.
Hi Alvaro, how are you today?
Very good. What about you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Great to hear. So let's start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
What is a nutritionist?
Well, a nutritionist is someone that studied human nutrition and dietetics, and it's someone that actually can help you out with everything around food, as in like what you can eat, what you cannot eat, depending on, how you feel or what is your status, your health status. And it's someone that actually can improve your health through food. And this is so important nowadays.
It is really important. And how can a nutritionist help you?
So, well, we have to bear in mind that we're born with some habits that we actually develop through our adolescence and when we are a child as well. So our nutritionists can help these people to change these behaviors around food, because maybe you think that you're doing something good and it's actually not good. So it's someone that actually can help you changing your habits, is someone that actually show you how to eat or helps you to choose the best food for every moment. It's someone that help other people if they have got some disease, for example, or any pathologies. And it's someone that also share their experience and their knowledge about food and about nutrition with other people.
Okay, and who can benefit from a nutritionist? Is it for everybody or is just for some kind of people who can come here to see you?
So I talk to my colleagues about this, and we all believe that everyone should go to a nutritionist at least one in their lives, because as I said before, you think that you're doing something good, or you think that you're doing something good, but you're actually not doing it. And so obviously we don't have the same needs when we are a child, when we are an infant, when we are an adolescent, and when we are an adult, okay? So everyone can benefit from a nutritionist. More specifically, if someone wants to lose weight, obviously that person needs help, because it's so easy to just stop eating, The hard thing is to stop eating bad things or what things that you actually don't need, okay? And it's not just, I'm not gonna eat any bread, I'm not gonna eat any meat. No, it's actually, you cannot eat that much bread, you cannot eat that much meat, and it's better for you to eat, for example, more fish or more rice or whatever you actually need. So it's for people who want to lose weight, also for people to want to put on weight, okay? Because especially for athletes and people who practice sports, it's so important to have the specific and the right amount of carbohydrates, of protein and fats, because as well as losing weight is not the same as eating, for example, 50 grams of rice and 80 grams of rice, okay? People who have pathologies as well, as I said before, for example, cancer, sadly, is such a big pathology nowadays. And if someone is suffering from cancer, all the nutrients must to be covered, because otherwise, these people with the treatment is not gonna go any better. Other pathologies as well, like, hypothyroidism or hypothyroidism, okay, because the thyroid the food is really related with the thyroid, and it's quite important for people, especially women after the menopause, that have to watch out their food intake, okay? And yeah, that's all. People who have eating disorders as well, obviously. I see a lot of people here at Seniors that have some problems, and it's quite important to actually help these people go through all the foods that are not good or bad, We have to eat everything. Everyone has to eat everything, just in the right amount. And that's why a nutritionist can help you out with that.
Yes, we need to have a complete diet with
Right.
many things, not
Right.
just what you were saying before. It's not the thing, it's the amount of the thing, right? As well.
Totally.
And why is it important to go to a nutritionist? Because imagine that someone can say, no, I have read this on the internet, or I have read this book, and I kind of know what I should eat. Why should I go to the nutritionist anyway?
Yeah, right. I talk to pretty much all my patients about this, because there are a lot of information on the internet about what is good, what is bad, what is this, what is that, everyone is different. So what applies to you might not apply to me. And that's why a third person, a nutritionist, have to tell you like, this is good for you or this is not good for you. Okay. And as I said, for example, you're a boy, I'm a girl, on the internet it says that you might need, I'm gonna make it up, 2,000 kilocalories, but because of your body composition, you might need less or you might need more, and that's what that webpage says, because maybe your height is like, or your weight is like what the webpage says, but as a nutritionist can actually tell you, yes, you've got that height, you've got that weight, but your body composition is not what the webpage says. So obviously you cannot know that unless studied human nutrition.
Unless you are with someone who knows the human body, the human composition and everything, and reactions and everything. Yes, that's a very important key. And to what extent is eating well important?
Well, if you ask me, obviously it's super important. Obviously. People don't actually realize how important is eating well. But, if you're just like eating, not carbohydrates, but like more processed food, which is mainly bad carbohydrates, you have a lack of energy. Like, this is totally related. If you don't eat well, you're not gonna have good nutrients, especially good vitamins and good minerals, and therefore you're gonna be so tired. You might sleep 10 hours a day, but you're gonna be tired anyways. And that's why your nutrition is not good at all, okay? So the first thing, or one of the first things that I ask is like how people sleep, because that actually tells me, or I've got a big picture about how that person is actually eating, okay? And like when people start doing these changes of like eating better, not just, when I say eating better, it's not more fruit and vegetables, it's obviously more fruit and vegetables within a healthy diet, with the correct amount of fats, with the correct amount of protein, and with the correct amount of carbohydrates.
Okay.
And also the water intake, because like we always talk about food, but we never talk about drinks. And alcohol is such a big thing, especially in Spain. And as I said before, it also depletes your energy, okay? So the more alcohol you take, the more tired you're gonna be, and the worse you're gonna sleep, and therefore it's gonna be a cycle, and you're never gonna get away of that.
Okay, and what about the coffee? Because the coffee dehydrates, right? Now that you are saying this about the alcohol, what about the coffee? Like, because as far as I know, the coffee dehydrates. So is it good to drink coffee? Is it not good?
Okay, so according to the specialists, up to 4 cups of coffee a day, it's okay. Okay.
But how big?
Shots.
Shots. Okay, like Italian coffee, like the
the
espresso.
Right. So this is the theory. Okay. That's why I always say to everyone. So the theory says that. Now, everyone is different. Okay. So I always say up to 4 cups of coffee is kind of okay, as long as your brain is also okay. Because to put an example, myself, I just can only take 2 cups of coffee in the mornings. After like my first coffee, and then my second coffee cannot be after 2 p.m. because otherwise I'm not gonna sleep. Okay. Some people can tolerate the caffeine a bit better, and these people can take up to that, 3 or 4. It's not that coffee actually dehydrated. It's more that when you drink coffee, you don't drink water. Okay, so I mean, unless you drink the Americano, which is a lot of water. People normally take, well, at least in Spain, coffee with milk. And you know, because you take coffee and the milk, you are actually thinking that you're taking water, but it's just all that kind of liquid, not just water. And so you can feel dehydrated, but it's that you are not drinking enough water, you're drinking coffee. So coffee is good, coffee is okay, we like coffee in this room, but just like, you know, people have to actually think if they are rested or not when they go to sleep.
Know themselves, like know if they can have what you were saying before, if they can have a cup of coffee after 3 p.m. or not, but you have to know yourself and see how your body reacts.
Exactly.
Okay, and how important is the balance between physical exercise and nutrition? Like, can I be in a good health just eating well or just doing exercise, or like I have to have kind of a balance between both?
I see this every single day.
Okay.
Every single day. I've got both, how do you say? Both cases, okay? So I've got people that actually are super exercise and they go to the gym 5 or 6 times a week, but they don't eat well. And I have completely the opposite. I've got people who eat super good, but they don't do any exercise. And you cannot be like 100% okay if you are not completing or doing both of them at the same time. Because yes, you can go to the gym, as I said, a lot of time, or like even hours, like you can spend in the gym hours or doing exercise hours, but if you don't have a good nutrition, then you're not gonna, you know, do the 100% that you can actually
or achieve your goal.
Exactly. And the injuries, it's so important to eat well and eat balanced, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of injuries. I see it not every day, but like I see it quite often. And I also see a lot of women, especially women, when they get like 40, 50, that they eat super good, not big amounts, but they don't lose weight. What's the problem? They are super sedentary, they don't walk, they don't go to the gym, they don't do anything. And no, we are humans. We grew up, but like millions of years ago, you know, we were used to walk, we were used to hunt the food, we were used to walk, and that's how our genes are, you know, like to be active, to walk around, to hunt, and hunt is at the end of the day, you know, and a physical exercise, and we need both of them to actually be healthy, okay? Like as well as we need to sleep well, we need to be active, we need to be under the sun. The sun is so important, also to, you know, to get all the nutrients, especially vitamin D. And if we don't have a balance between all of them, we are never gonna be healthy.
Yes, it's very important to be in the middle point.
Right.
And what about the emotions? Do we eat based on emotions? Because, for example, at least talking about myself, when I'm sad or when I'm having a bad day, I don't feel hungry. So do emotions affect our hunger or our...
Totally. Eating pattern.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Well, but everyone is different. Like, for example, if you're depressed, some people actually eat more and some people actually eat less, okay? Both of them are actually wrong. Not wrong, but, you know, not good. Because, like, at the end of the day, if you don't eat, the next meal, you're going to be, like, super hungry. And then, you know, you're going to eat whatever you find. And that's not good. And we call it binging, right? And so we actually need to be aware of that, and we need to control our emotions around food. This is something actually a nutritionist can help you out with. But also, you know, no, if you overeat because you are depressed, then you're gonna feel bad about it, and that's where all the psychologist problems are gonna appear. And this is also when a nutritionist and a psychologist go into the equation, yes, because both of them are gonna help you out. But yeah, definitely, you know, we can have a bad day and that's okay, and maybe there's just one day that, you know, you don't have a good day and you actually feel for peanut butter. Guilty. But, you know, it's something, as I said, that you have to be aware of, and it's not something that you can actually do every day, and you cannot become, or it cannot become a pattern, because otherwise that you're gonna go into a problem. If it's something that happens from time to time, just let it go. There's nothing wrong. We all eat because, we have some kind of emotion. Also socially, I mean, you know, you're with people and you're probably gonna eat more because you are with people. And if if it's something that happens from time to time, totally okay. You don't have to worry about it. It's Saturday or it's a Sunday. Just as I said before, let it go. Don't overthink about it. But if it's something that it happens every single day, obviously there's a problem over there, and we have to solve that problem.
We have to have a look there and
Right.
see what is happening. Yeah. And what about summer? What about the heat? Because sometimes in summer, people don't feel very hungry. So does it interfere in our nutrition?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Well, it happens in summer, but it also happens in winter. Okay. So in winter we normally eat more because we feel colder than in summer, right? So in winter we feel more for hot dishes and heavy dishes, right? Because we need more calories. And in summer it happens totally the opposite. We feel less hungry because it's hot and we don't feel for eating. Okay. If we actually think and listen to our bodies, we're gonna eat less. And there's nothing wrong with that as long, as you are following diet because you want to put on weight or because you need to eat that amount of whatever because you are feeling or you've got a disease or pathology or whatever. But if you're someone that is actually healthy, there's nothing wrong on eating less in summer because it's actually what our body needs and telling us, It's something that actually everyone tells, not everyone, but like most people tell me in when they are with me, is that people eat more fruit in summer than in winter. Because people like more watermelon, melon, nectarines, peaches, and not
fruits with a lot of water, we can say, right?
Yes. It's honestly, it was something that I didn't think until I actually started to see patients because I eat fruit every single day of my life.
So you don't notice,
summer, autumn, spring, But when I started in nutrition, it was like people, no, I don't eat too much fruit in winter. I don't really like it. When summer comes, I eat a lot of watermelon. I was like, okay, but it's a pattern that and lots of people is actually telling me. And it's something interesting. Yeah.
It's quite. Now that you say it, I'm thinking about my friends and my family, and it's right. Like they do it as well.
Yes. So, we eat more fruit, and therefore we eat less calories in summer. It's kind of normal to lose weight in summer because we eat less. The problem comes when, we're on holidays and then we drink more. Yeah. We eat more fried food because we are in the chiringuito, and we've got that pescadito frito and all these summer meals. But there's nothing wrong on put on weight or losing weight in summer as long as, we're eating healthy and we're controlling our portions.
Okay. Important to have into consideration. And how can we control the sensations of craving sweets or overeating?
Such a difficult question to answer. So we eat because we're hungry, or we eat because we actually have the feelings for eating, as in like, emotional eating, okay? And I always say that if you got a sweet tooth or if you actually crave for something sweet, you have to stop and think about if that craving is something that you actually needed or wanted, because it's totally different, okay? You might want an ice cream because it's hot, because it's summer, and because, you are just with your friends and everyone is gonna have an ice cream and you want it. But what if your body is actually asking you to have that ice cream? That's the feeling of you're not doing something good, okay, or good. Why? Because if your body feels for something sweet, there's something wrong with your glucose, okay? Or there's something wrong with your feelings in terms of you're giving to your body a lot of sugar, and therefore your body is just asking for sugar. And this is something that we need to cut out, okay? It's not normal that your body always asks you for something sweet. Or if you always eat something sweet after lunch or after dinner, and this is a habit, your body is always gonna ask you. And this is something, as I said, that you have to cut out, okay? How can we control the overeating? obviously a nutritionist can help you out with the sugar stuff, and that person is gonna explain you more, and with the right amount of food it's gonna prevent to have all these cravings. And the same as with overeating, okay? You might be used to eat whatever amount of carbs and protein you have, but in terms of that you're actually eating more, you have to think about your feelings of hunger and society, because some people are just used to eat and they actually don't think they actually need that much amount of food, or they don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with the cravings as well, and with the binging, well, we've got our techniques, obviously, also with the psychologist, and so with the work, both of us, we're gonna give you know all the details and all the techniques and the tricks for you to stop all these cravings and the binging.
Cool. That's very important to have the work together with a psychologist, so you together can help the person with these cravings.
Totally.
Because I think there are many things involved. It's not just what you were saying, what you feel, because maybe you feel something, but that feeling becomes from another place.
That's why you have to stop, and think about why is that happening to you and what triggered that feeling.
That's it. And when does eating well become an obsession? Because I think that's a very important question.
Well, so if you stop doing things because you want to eat good, it's something that you have to actually stop and think about it, right? All your friends are going out, all your friends are doing this plan because whatever, and it means going and eating out, and then you stop and think, I don't want to go because I have to eat this, I have to eat that. It's not okay. It's not okay, because you can skip that plan once, twice, whatever, but in a long term, it's gonna affect your social life, and if you're not happy with your social life, you're not gonna be happy with yourself. So you might think that you're doing okay by skipping that plan or that meal with your friends, but it's not okay.
But you're not, yeah.
Also, people who are actually saying no to that sweet thing all the time is not okay, or no to that cocktail even though that people want it is not okay either.
So when you stop doing things because of the food, maybe you are having an obsession there, right? So very, very important point, I think, to have in your mind and see if your life is changing by that, and then pay attention there, because maybe something is happening.
We said before, we have to keep that balance, and obviously you can say yes or no once or twice, but not all the time. I always say to everyone, if people want to lose weight, obviously it's better not to eat alcohol, but you cannot say no to alcohol every single time if it's something that you enjoy. If you go out and you never drink, that's fine. It's something that goes with you. But if you're someone that is actually drinking, for example, 5 beers and then you not drink any, you're not gonna be consistent on that. You have to learn and know that you can drink 2, maybe 3, but not 5 if you want to lose weight, okay? Yes. But we need to have that balance.
Okay.
By the way, alcohol 0, but...
Yeah, of course. That being said, can you tell us a myth about nutrition? One of them, maybe, I know there can be many myths, but just tell us 1 or 2, or the most important, or the...
I find funny when people sit, in front of me, and I write a plan, and I say... for dessert, you can have a fruit after, for dinner time, or if you go to the gym in the afternoon, you can have a fruit before, and people are like, can I eat fruit after 6 or at 9 time? And I'm like, yes. And people are like, I thought it was bad. No, that's a myth, right? There's nothing wrong on eating fruit at 9 time. Obviously, your glucose is gonna go up because that's how glucose works, and it's totally fine. It's a hormone, and okay, the insulin is gonna put it down, and there's nothing wrong on eating fruit after 6 or at night time. I eat fruit every night, and I'm here, I'm healthy, and everyone can do it.
and you are perfect. So that's no problem. Okay, and regarding to this, a question that I'm thinking about is, how bad is sugar?
Right. So if you're asking me about the sugar in the fruit, it's totally fine. The fructose.
Yes. Well,
okay?
I'm asking more sugar in general.
Okay. So, so bad.
Okay.
As I said previously, sugar is gonna take all the energy from you, and obviously it's because of the hormones. Your glucose, instead of going up, is gonna go super up or super high. And if you always eat sugar, your body is gonna have more and more problems with time to decrease those levels, and that's when someone becomes diabetic. Okay. Go.
No, please keep.
No, I was gonna say, so it's fine, to eat an ice cream, but it's not okay, to have a breakfast, a croissant, and then at midday have two or three biscuits, and then at lunchtime for dessert, you have something sweet as well, and then you've got the chocolate, because your glucose is all the time gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down, and that's not good at all.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. And what about the sugar that we add? Of course, sugar is not good. I mean, as you're saying, maybe we can have an ice cream one day or a biscuit, that's no problem, but it's not a good idea to eat sugar every day or all day, sorry. And what about the adding sugar, the white sugar? Is it okay to have, for example, 1 spoon a day, or maybe, or better, none at all? Or what about that? Is like a good measure of it?
So the World Health Organization says that adults can have up to 25 grams of sugar per day.
Okay.
But the less you have, the better.
Okay.
So I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's kind of okay to just have 1 spoon of sugar in your coffee. Okay. The problem is that you're gonna have that spoon of sugar every day.
Yeah.
And this is a habit, and it's not a healthy habit, So that's why I said, if you got a croissant once, it's fine. If you got an ice cream once, it's fine. Even if you go for holidays, you go on holidays and then you have 3 ice cream in a week, it's fine. You're on holidays. Don't worry about it. Okay. The problem comes when you get back to your home and then you have an ice cream every day, or what you said, you've got a spoon of sugar
in your coffee. Yeah.
By the way, honey is sugar, brown sugar is sugar,
it's the same.
Vanilla is sugar, coconut sugar is sugar. All the sugars are the same.
Okay.
All of them are bad.
Now that you say this, what is the best substitute? What can we have instead?
Sugar.
What do you mean?
Sweeteners are as bad as sugar.
Okay.
Because sweeteners, the problem with sweeteners is that it affects your microbiome, and those are the bacteria that we've got in our intestine and our stomach. And it's seen that some of the sweeteners are actually worse than sugar.
Okay.
So when people ask me, is it better to have stevia or sweeteners, instead of sugar? I'm like, no.
It's the same.
If you're gonna bake at home, do it with sugar. You just have to bake from time to time. Don't bake every single day, So there's nothing wrong on have that cake, carrot cake, cheesecake, whatever you have at home on a Sunday, because it's gonna be something that you actually do on a Sunday. Obviously, if it's something that you're gonna eat, if you prepare ice creams at home, and you just do it with yogurt and fruits, and then you put sugar, obviously it's not something that I want you to do.
Yeah.
And so don't add anything, but if it's something that you, from time to time, add sugar, there's nothing wrong.
Okay. Well, I was shocked because I only have one drop of sweetener, but I was seeing the team that it was better than sugar.
So it's better for your glucose, because your glucose is not gonna go up, but it's not gonna be good for your overall health.
For the overall health. Well, I'll have to remove it then. Now I'm shocked. I'm shocked, like eye opener. Well, Adriana, thank you very much for all this useful information, for bringing us closer what a nutritionist is and how you can help other people. And I'm sure a lot of our audience will be grateful to have heard you, and that this information will be very valuable for them. So thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Alvaro, for having me here today.
Bye.
Bye.